See, I just found h and k.
Yeah.
Now I'm about to find my radius. Okay. All right, so I've got, let's use these 2 points and find the distance between these two. Okay, so it's x minus x, which is 1.5 squared, plus y of -6 minus y of -1, which turns to plus 1, squared. If you're going to be squaring a fraction, what would be better for it to be in? Mixed number or improper? Improper. Okay, but why did I put it in a mixed number right now? Because I'm going to be adding it to a whole number. So when I add it, it's easier to add it if it's like this. -2 minus 1.5 is -3 and 1/2. But to square it, I need to put that as an improper fraction. What's -3 1/2 as an improper fraction? And -6 plus 1 is -5, which needs to be squared. What's -7/2 squared? 49/4. But aren't we going to be adding that to a whole number? So we're going to put that back as a mixed number. 49/4 is 12 1/4, and 5 squared is 25, which gives me 37 1/4. The square root of 37 1/4 is the length of my radius. Now, don't reduce it at this point because watch how convenient. What did we say the center was? Okay, but I'm going to say, why would I say 1.5, not 3/2? Because I may want to go plot that on a graph, right? Okay. It's not meant to confuse you. I'm trying to get you to think. The reason y'all have trouble with fractions is because y'all don't know when to put it in a form that makes it easier to work with. Y'all need to start thinking that way, okay? All right, so our question was, what is the equation of this circle? Well, now we know what R is, we know what H is, and we know what K is. So all we've got to do is plug that into the equation. So let's go back to the equation of the circle. X minus H squared plus Y minus K squared equals the radius squared. So X minus 1.5 squared plus Y minus -1 squared equals, what happens when you square the square root of something? It just goes away. Equals 37 1/4. That's it.
Wait, how's it plus 1? You mean 1?
Because 1 is negative. So when you subtract the negative, it turns to plus. So if you were given the endpoints of the diameter, that's going to be one of your hardest type problems tonight, because you will have to first find the midpoint, which is the center. Then you will have to find the radius. Then you will be able to write your equation. All right?
Wait. How would you find how would you find like the square root of 37? Yeah, don't you have to find that?
No, because I didn't ask you to graph it. If you were going to have to graph it, you would actually need to plug that into your calculator and see what it is as a decimal. Because if you're going to look for an actual length and go measure it out, you need to see what it is as a decimal.
We don't have to graph tonight.
No, tonight you're just writing equations. with given information.
Yeah.
All right. For those of us that had geometry already, what does it mean if I say that a circle is tangent to something?
It's close.
It's like opposite. It's some. I don't know.
If a circle is tangent to a line, it means that the edge of the circle touches one point on the line. Okay? That's what it means to be tangent. Now, if this red line represented an axis, which axis would it be? The y-axis. So if I told you that the center of this circle was at, let's say, -5, 2, and that it was tangent to the y-axis, could you find the distance or the length of the radius?
0 or 1.
Well, 0, 2 is the point of there, right? I mean,
Right, 0, 2 is this point.
so you just do the distance from the point.
You don't have to do the distance, you can just count. How far away is it? 5 units away. Okay? It's 5 units away. Yes, quietly. Y'all keep paying attention. It's just a clover. All right. So let's say we're given this type of problem tonight, which you will be. Write the equation for a circle whose center is at -4, -3, and it is tangent to the x-axis this time. All right, so let's just mentally or physically draw a picture of that. All right, if the center of the circle is at -4, -3, and it's tangent to the x-axis, that means it's touching right here. What's the radius?
0, 3.
1, 2, 3. It is 3 units below the x-axis. The center is 3 units below the x-axis. Okay, so we know our radius. Our radius is 3. That's what they've told you. By saying that it's tangent to the x-axis, they have identified for you the radius. Do we have all the pieces that we need to write the equation?
Yes.
Yes, because we know the center, so we know h, we know k, and now we know r. So for repetition's sake, the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Fill in the blanks. On your paper, fill in the blanks. Write the equation.
How do you get rid of the square so they are?
You don't want to. You just square 3. If r is 3 and you're squaring 3, then you would say equals 9. Who had a question? Okay.
I have a question, but I don't know what to ask.
Do we have to do the square root?
Nope.
So that it's 3 squared?
If the radius is 3, then you square 3. Now in the last one, the radius was the square root of something. So when you square a square root, it simply cancels itself out. And there's your equation of your line. I mean, of your circle. Yes?
Why'd you square the r this time instead of the square? Is it because you got the radius?
No. Because I already know what r is. Last time I was trying to figure out what r is. So I had to use the distance formula to figure out what it was equal to. Last time, the rate